Welcome to the grid, the 67th Grand Prix here in Monza. I think some of these grandstands and old buildings were around back in those early days. It's quite weathered, but it's got some patina. It's got obviously history and character right at the back of the grid as we're seeing the two Ferraris, the glorious Ferraris, in front of their fans, Tifosi as they're known in Italian, up in the grandstands. Huge turnout here. Let's have a little poke around them. Loads of leaf blowers and goodness knows what. We could have done with those out on the track yesterday, clearing some of the standing waterway. You can see all the hoses to keep the various brakes, radiators. That one's just pointed basically at the rear brake duct. Fire extinguisher at the back in case one of those discs flares up. Stoffel Vandoorne then cruises past us. I love it down at the back of the grid. They put it on the little jacks, the little dolly wheels now, the Ferrari. So Kimi Räikkönen will now get wheeled into position. He's got nothing more to do now. And here's the front row sitter, Lance Stroll, in the Williams. Sort of a matte white. Look at the detail on the floor here and around as they try to turn the gear off this. I'm getting in the way of the leaf blowers here. We'll have a quick word with Jean Todt if we can. John? We've got to get rid of these engine penalties. They're disturbing the racing too much. Can you change it for next year?
You know, I mean, I'm not a magician, so it's something, it goes through a certain process. Then the reason why we introduced the penalty was to reduce the cost. You know, so if we can make a situation better, we will definitely do it. But we are open to any good suggestions. So let's make a meeting soon, and we will take into consideration.
Take points off the constructors, take money off the constructors, give it to the poor teams, give it to junior racing.
Constructive change and proposal.
But the fans don't like it. The fans really don't like it because it's disrupting the racing. Their heroes are on the front of the grid. The next thing is they're at the back. We don't even know what the grid looks like. I don't even know what the grid is, and I'm here to explain it to people.
I will sympathize with that. But you know, solutions are not always so obvious. So we know that there is something to address. Let's do it properly.
Excellent. And how are you anyway?
I'm okay, thank you.
Good to see you. Right, I'm going to move down. Mind, Bob, don't trip over the pole sitter. And let's dive in. Let's dive into this. We're at the back. Now, on the camera here that you won't be able to see because it's just above the lens, there's a 360-degree camera that you'll be able to see on at some point soon, I hope, a VR on a VR channel with Sky Virtual Reality. So that'll be quite interesting to see how. Let's have a chat with these guys. Liam, how did you find that two-seater this morning?
I believe the term is sphincter tightening. It's really scary. You know what? It's given me, Martin. I bow down to people like you now after that. And it's an assault on the senses. It's an extraordinary thing. It's taken me the last hour to recover. I was sweating. I wasn't even turning the wheel. I was just sitting there. It's a whole new appreciation.
Can you see much in that two-seater when you're going along?
It's not too bad actually. There's a line of sight which is not too bad. I saw him overtaking me, allegedly, and then me overtaking him. But it's amazing. It's totally not what I expected. Got to be done.
I'm pleased you've enjoyed. Kit, how did you find the? Good to see you, Kit Harington. How do you find the two-seater?
Liam came off. One thing he won't have told you, he came off the same shade as his shirt he's wearing. It was incredible. Like, I've never experienced anything like that. The acceleration is what these guys go through for 70 laps. Insane.
Yeah, it's because it's a long track. It's a 53-lap race, but absolutely in the G-forces, and of course they've got to drive them and share the same piece of tarmac with 19 others as well.
I know that's the thing that boggles my mind is that they take off like we did, but with 19 other drivers around them. It's insanity. It really is.
All right. Well, I hope you enjoy your day here at the Italian Grand Prix. Good to see you. Right. Let's go down here. We've got Zachary Brown here. Zach, we're going to hear any announcements this week about your engines in the next 48, 72 hours?
Hopefully this week we'll have final direction. We're super close, so just get through today and then focus on it next week.
So you've got somewhere over the weekend?
We've made some progress, but we're not done yet.
Where are you actually starting in this race? I lost track because Vandoorne was up the front last time I looked. Now you're down the back.
He was 8th, and then we had a engine issue last night with the regulations. We couldn't get it changed in time with the curfew, so we're once again suffering some grid penalties. So we need to reverse grids or something to make this more exciting.
Right, well, there's plenty of drivers to come through, but have a good race anyway. Cheers. Let's wander down. We're going to zoom to the front because there's only about 3 minutes left before the anthem, and I'm probably now behind the drivers. We're talking technical Turkey, and I think we're going to miss most of them now. Sorry about that, but wanted to hear what Jean was going to say about the grid penalties. Helmut Marko there talking to... we might grab him in a minute. We'll just see if we can hoover. I think the drivers are all standing in line down there. They get a problem now if they miss it, and they're all down there. So we'll go down there anyway. See who we can find, what's going on. Got my Force India shirt on today, obviously. This beautiful car sitting here, and they could be mighty this afternoon. They could be absolutely mighty. And especially Ocon, he's going to be, I think, the challenge. Felipe Massa's Williams here. He's gone forward as well. We've got a couple of minutes, so we can find some people. Have a quick word with... we go right down the front. I wanted to have a word... Damon Hill. Damon, what have you learned?
I'm learning all the time. I mean, there's lots of people around, isn't there? I mean, it's an interesting time at this... I'm just before the start, isn't it?
Are you taking photographs of this beautiful Ferrari?
I was trying to get something arty. I'll see it later. I'll put it on I'll open up an exhibition or something like that.
Good stuff. Okay, right. So we've got Alan Prost and John Alesi here too. Two great Ferrari drivers standing on the grid together. John Alesi, Alan Prost. Alan, Renault today, what can you do?
We don't have a big expectation, to be honest. You know, we had that's why we also changed the engine to be clear for the rest of the season. Depending on because the grid is so strange that everything can happen. You know, but if we get 1 point, we will be very happy.
Do you guys miss not being a Ferrari driver here in Monza?
I miss, but I'm too old for that.
You nearly won the race here for Ferrari. That would have been something unbelievable, wouldn't it?
Yeah, probably Alan did it. He won everywhere.
No, I did not win. I won here for sure, but I did not win with the Ferrari. But yeah, we are here for them, for the passion.
Do you think they got any chance of catching Mercedes today, Ferrari?
I think, as a fan, I would say yes. But when we have seen the qualifying yesterday, definitely we will see something different today.
All right, good to talk to you guys. As always, lovely to see you on the grid. You just can't get rid of these old racing drivers off the Formula One grid, and a good thing. It's really nice to see them, to catch up, see what they've got to say, see what they think about the race. But now it's time for the anthem.
The Formula One drivers taking part in today's Grand Prix. Now please be upstanding for the national anthem of Italy.